Welcome everyone then to the first game of the second series of the day. We are casting this with Record the Games. We're gonna have Vinchester playing with Byzantines versus ACCM, who's playing with Japanese and Coral Islands. And you might remember this map from before as well. I don't want to go as far as to say that this is one of Vinchester's favorite maps, but it's one of the maps where we saw Vinchester perform the best, the earliest in the tournament as well. He was one of the first players to actually make use of the sea towers, right? We're probably going to see some of that this time around as well. That is usually the case. For ACCM civilization, the Japanese will get 5, 10, 15, 20% faster working fishing ships in the Dark Field Castle and Imperial Ages with twice the HP and plus 2 pierce armor. Japanese will also get a 50% discount on drop of buildings, and besides that, we'll see for the Bull player 33% faster attacking infantry units starting the fuel age. Well, for the team bonus, we also get for Japanese 50% extra line of sight on galley line units. So galleys for galleys and galleon. For Vinchester civilization, the Byzantines over here, we have the same save we saw before. We'll see that the red players got 10, 20, 30, 40% extra HP on buildings and Dark Field Castle and Imperial Ages, as well as a 25% discount on skirm, spear, and camel rider units. Team bonus, on the other hand, is going to make the Byzantines monks heal units 100% faster, and then besides that, they also get free town watch, free town patrol, 25% faster attack and fire type units as well, and a 33% discount to go up to the Imperial Age. So, very strong civilization over here for both these guys to make use of. Vinchester is kind of lagging behind though in terms of dock production, as ACCM is already going for the first dock up in the north. There we go, the dock's coming up now for Vinchester, finally as well. There we are. So ACCM is going to be the first player to start going for fishing ships. Interestingly enough though, he's also kind of lagging behind in worker count already because of the adult TC time over here. So Vinchester might not be the first player to start going for water economy. It's still ACCM the one to queue the fishing ships a little bit earlier, but Vinchester is the one to stay ahead in worker count already. Second dock on the way for Vinchester. I don't see a second dock though for ACCM. And this gets me very curious though. ACCM's economy seems a little bit stronger right now. It seems like he'll be the first player to click out to the fuel age. However, Vinchester shouldn't struggle too much to go up himself, and oftentimes we see Vinchester actually go out to the fuel age pretty quickly. So he's able to start going forward and get the towers up, right? The sea towers up. And actually, it doesn't even matter because you can get access to these in the Dark Age. Keep on mixing it up because of being used to towers being available in the Fuel Age only. But I completely forgot that these are actually available from the Dark Age, as we saw already in the past. So yeah, Vinchester is taking longer to click up, but not by a huge lot. Only about 5 seconds later compared to ACCM, and he's got the first towers coming at me, while ACCM on the other hand, not so much. And where are the transport ship actually from the Bull player? It's gonna start going for the fancy ones on the right hand side though. I am not the biggest fan of this. Where is the other transport ship? On the left hand side. Now this seems a little bit better. Going forward, in trying to get the towers up over here. If ACCM is able to get the towers up around this area, probably around here, potentially. There's a fatty one. Or potentially around here, right? A few sea towers over there. That should allow him to secure some extra water. There we go. Fantastic. Few just here already. For both these guys. We have fire galleys on the way for ACCM, fire galleys on the way for Vinchester. Fire galleys from the Byzantines do attack 25% faster, but they're still not going to be the unit you want to go for against fishing ships from Japanese. Because of the extra pierce armor these units get, twice the HP. The fire galleys are still very darn slow at taking fishing ships down. You are usually better off going for 2 or potentially even better 3 standard galleys. That allows you to still take the fishing ships down so much faster. Beautiful. There we go. Oh, the villager crumbles from Vinchester. Keep in mind that the sea towers, unlike watchtowers, they are mainly an outpost, but they are not really going to allow you to protect your villages because you cannot really garrison. You can see that there is no garrison in space over here. So the sea towers are going to be great, especially early on, to give you potentially the upper hand in a potential engagement, but it's not going to allow you to protect your economy, right? It's not going to allow you to protect your villages. So in the end, we'll see both Vinchester and ACCM losing villages over here. Interestingly enough, ACCM ended up losing 2 workers. However, only one of those was to Vinchester's fire galley. So I'm not exactly sure. I think he probably might have lost one to Gaia somewhere. Yeah, I think he probably had a weak villager, or he tried to send the villager over to the center or something, and he probably ended up getting taken down. Where's ACCM? Left-hand side? Over here? Yeah, perhaps around here. Regardless though, the game is pretty uneventful so far. ACCM is going to be the first player to click out to the castle age, which will cause him to fall behind a little bit in economy, as Vinchester's got right now about 7 extra workers. Our player should be able to click out to the castle age very soon as well. He is, as a matter of fact, making use of the market right, and he should be on his way very soon. Good defense. ACCM now trying to get rid of the tower over here. Should be able to do it. However, Vinchester will still be the player though, with access to the extra goal on the right hand side. He's still the one putting the most pressure on water as well up in the north with the fire galleys. Might end up taking the dock down over here. However, still the fishing ships from ACCM still remain alive. The player gets to the castle age. Vinchester still on his way up and still ahead by about 5 workers. And now we see the war galley upgrade coming in for ACCM. Vinchester's getting a little bit of idle TC time himself, despite the fact that he actually has the resources to keep the TCs working. He's just not done it. He catches up to ACCM with idle TC time, so it's going to be about the same economy for both these players. Now the war galley upgrade, ACCM pushes Vinchester back. And Vinch wants to survive with these units as much as possible, so he can go for the War Galley upgrade and still get a stronger army once he's able to fight. And now he's taking the engagement anyway, though! It's gonna be 6 versus 5! Favoring Vinchester, and whoa, that was not even close! Without even the War Galley upgrade over here, Vinchester's unit control over here, the 25% faster attacking rate for the Fire Galleys is enough for him to completely push ACCM away. Only 2 fire ships left over here. For ACCM, he's turning around, but of course, Vinchester is only about 5 seconds away from getting 2 fire ships already. So yeah, it doesn't seem like this is going to go in favor of ACCM anytime soon. Interesting. Red player is looking great. Big shot! And here come the fire ships up in the north. So far, Vinchester is being the only player to try and contest the center. He's got some fishing ships over, some villagers over here, sorry. So he'll probably be the first player to also get an extra TC up, and he does have an extra TC coming up. ACCM does try to go for an extra TC over here, but he's already spotted by Vinchester. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Vinch potentially go for a siege workshop over here, or potentially even just try to get rid of ACCM on water and then try to make a play for War Galleys and take the TC down since it's so close to the shoreline. Military count favors ACCM for sure. He's got the most fire ships currently. However, Vinchester's units are going to attack faster, and so long as he keeps on producing over here, he should be able to, at the very least, prevent getting pushed away from water altogether. Militia ships coming up over here from ACCM. And Vinchester's getting cleaned up on water. All right. There we go. Big shot, big shot. See more demos left over here, and bow! Another big shot. Beautiful. From ACCM and Vinchester. Vinchester started to crumble apart though. I end up coming out on top over here. Not the case. Well, yeah, he will end up cleaning this up. But he ended up taking a big shot over there. He ended up taking pretty questionable trade, so to say. And ACCM still ahead of military count. But the difference right now is so small, with 9 fire ships for ACCM versus 4 fire ships for Vinchester. That a very small amount. Good shots. That a very good, very small amount of units is going to be enough for Vinchester to catch himself. To catch up against ACCM once again, right? Thank you for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the content so far. ACCM is getting a castle up right next to the TC from Vinchester, and Vinchester completely abandons ship over here. Goes for an extra TC, farther away from the range of the castle over here. Goes for a castle close to the shoreline up in the north, and he goes up to the Imperial Age significantly earlier compared to ACCM. So the fact that we have quite comparable KD over here overall for both these players, but still ACCM has significantly more military units compared to Vinchester, just goes to show that Vinchester, instead of producing as many units as he could have, in the end ended up going for trying to save the resources, going up to the Imperial Age earlier, right? And this might actually put him in a very good spot, we'll see. Here we are. So far, still better for Navy for ACCM, but the moment Vinchester gets to the Imperial Age though, this is going to get so much harder for ACCM to fight against. Fast fire ships, and we have talked about this a few times in the past, will scale so much better compared to fire ships, right? So you have fire ships, which are better than fire galleys. But fast fire ships are much better than fire ships, much more so compared to the difference between castle and fuel age navy units. Castle's coming up now for ACCM. Castle's coming up now for Vinchester as well. ACCM will get this castle up a little bit earlier. Vinchester should still be able to get a castle up for sure. Now that he's getting to the Imperial Age, we should see a turret come up. Doesn't have the resources though. Needs water presence. He needs some sort of water control, otherwise he doesn't get access to any of the extra goals. These are present only on neutral islands. Vinchester is getting pushed away from the southeast one. He's made a play over for the southwest one instead. But yeah, he needs to go fast. He's got to go for so many things over here. But if he's able to do it, he should find himself in a pretty good spot. So he's got to go for fast fire ships so that he can protect his position over here. He's got to go for trebuchets so that he can take the center as well. And with only very recent access to gold, he doesn't really have everything that he needs to afford all the upgrades. But he's going to get there very soon. He's been able to at the very least keep up for military for the most part. With about 10 fire ships, Vinchester is not too far off from ACCM's 11 fire ships over here. And the moment he gets fast fire ship, that's going to put Vinchester in a much better position. So DC on the way for ACCM now, and we have the churches come out. We have cataphracts coming out right now from Vinchester as well. And he's taking the sea towers down. I would probably expect him to try and prioritize taking the castles down though, and just completely pushing ACCM away from the center with all the access to stone that you have from having center presence. Pushing the blue player away from the center seems a little bit higher priority than taking sea towers, which aren't really doing anything against you right now. There we go, Vinchester. He's got fast fire ships, and take a look at this! 2 fast fire ships from Vinchester are going to clean up all the fire ships over here from ACCM. Easy. 35% faster attacking and so much stronger as well. Vinchester's pushing the villagers over here, or actually bringing the villagers back to gold. Is this live game? No, the game is not live. Commentary is live. We recently recorded the games. The games over here took place significantly earlier today. Too early for us to cover live, but we are casting the recorded games over here just after casting the upper brackets final best of 7 series that you can watch also by going and taking a look at the VODs. Here comes Samurai from ACCM. This is why Vinchester was making a play for cataphracts. He just did not manage to get enough to hold on, so the trebuchet gets completely taken down. And this is also why I wanted to see Vinchester try to prioritize taking the castles down. If he had brought both trebuchets down the south, he probably would have been in a position already to take the castle down no matter what. And it's a big struggle for him. Ballistics coming up now as well. Castle. And he's trying to hold on. The moment Vinchester stabilizes himself, he should be left in a much better position. Take a look at this, guys! Take a look at this! Vinchester is collecting villages over here from ACCM. And ACCM doesn't seem to be paying attention over here too much. He's got a fire ship. And that's about it. Meanwhile, the center is still going to be ACCM. They want to put the most pressure on. If it weren't because of the extra HP that Vinchester Castle gets for free over here, he probably would have lost the castle already. Yeah, there we go. Vinchester's got a single trebuchet left. I think he lost the one that he had over here. This one, I think he just got up. Got out from the castle. Oh, nice shot though. ACCM lost a few units over there. I think he was trying to transport them. And it seems like Vinchester will in the end up getting pushed away from here. The castle crumbles. This is very bad for the red player. He should be in this position. He should be at this point in a much better position rather, because of being up in the Imperial Age so much earlier. Now the castle's coming out for ACCM. The brackets command, I think it's for the qualifiers. So you can do... Yeah, the qualifiers are the Grand Melee. So if you want to get the brackets for this one, you can do exclamation mark DC3. I think it's got a Wikipedia, a link to the Wikipedia page. If it doesn't, I can provide it. Church is there from Vinchester. Needs another one. He's going for it. Ideally, Vinchester would have some sort of fortification over here to protect his villagers in the goal as well, but yeah, it doesn't have the resources to go for it. Without center control, he cannot really go for much of anything. Beautiful. Yeah, man, his Tithian's push over here with the Samurai is so strong. Vinchester can make a play for hand cannoneer. He's got the archer ranges over here. He's got ballistics though, and he's got crossmen, so it seems like it's going to be just arbalesters. But here comes the samurai diving in right away. The castle's probably going to still end up going down though. One more shot from both these skirmishes is going to do it, and there we go. Castle crumbles immediately. And yeah, if you want to take a look at the brackets, you're gonna have to do it through the Wikipedia page. I'm going to give a link to you. Right? There we go. You can take a look at the brackets here. Well, this is looking much better now that Vinchester finally has a unit that's going to take the samurai down. ACCM can't really keep on going too much. Oh, Vinchester with the castle on the right hand side though. This is huge. There we are. Got the crumbles. Yeah, and ACCM's going to call the GG over here. That was very interesting, and ACCM seemed as if he actually was looking stronger over here at times, but Vinchester was able to stabilize. He was able to get ahead. And now let's go and take a look at the achievements for game number 1 before jumping into game number 2. We'll get for the KD, a better KD for Vinchester. In the end, it's going to be a little bit higher than 13-6. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Vinchester as well. Compared to ACCM, he ended up collecting almost 4,000 extra resources. Higher worker count over here for ACCM at the end of the game, though, for the most part, but Vinchester was a little bit ahead since earlier. I think most likely his economy was a little bit more efficient compared to ACCM's as well. So well played! Vinchester 1, ACCM 0. And there we are, guys. Welcome everyone to game number 2 in the series. Double floodplains. We'll have the players begin with 1 TC over the build, your standard TC. Your old reliable. And then a pack TC. You're gonna have to choose a fitting location to unpack. Vinchester already had a TC unpacking over here since a little bit earlier compared to ACCM, and he's got a fantastic spot over there. We're gonna take a look at what the map is looking like for both these players in a moment, but let's go through the civilization bonuses first. What do we get? As both players are making use of the same civilization, we'll see the same bonuses. With 150 extra food upon start in the game, both players will have a little bit of a smoother early game, especially on the double TC start, and especially when you try to go for water as well. And Vinchester's going to be the first one to go for it, but it seems not trailing too far behind. Besides that, we'll also see for Lithuanians 1 extra attack on Knights and Elytra units per each relic garrison up to 4 relics, up to +4 attack. We get additionally for Lithuanians 10% faster movement skirms, spear line units, and for the team bonus 20% faster work in monasteries. Which means you are able to go and contest the relics a little bit earlier, a little bit smoother as well. And once again, thank you so much for the follows, guys. Welcome you all. And having said that, let's go and take a look at what the map's looking like for both of these guys. Starting with the bull player up in the north. What do we get? We'll see that ACCM's got first off the main gold on the back. Over here. That's a good location. He'll be able to collect from this one. He's got a TC right there, so he's going to be able to take from the gold. He's going to be able to secure the wood line as well. Meanwhile, we'll see also for Mr. ACCM a second goal over here towards the south though, so not the best. Super exposed over here for sure. So only one goal that he's going to have secure, and then the stone on the other hand is on the right hand side. It's kind of side-ish. It's not forward, it's not back, so should be able to protect this one just fine. And you can see already that he's got a little bit of a wall out layout that indicates what he wants to go for walls, where he wants to go for walls, right? So it's probably going to be something like this, perhaps, and he's just going to try to wall half of the map. But that's usually the way it goes on this map. Meanwhile, taking a look at the map generation from Vinchester, on the other hand, he will have the main goal a little bit more exposed, mainly because he's got the gold in front of the TC as opposed to on the back. So this is technically forward, right? But it's not going to be particularly exposed because of the TC over there. However, we do have a further forward gold over here that is definitely not ideal for Vinchester. As a matter of fact, if ACCM managed to get up to the castle edge faster, let's say, and was ever trying to go for some sort of push and was able to get a castle up around here, a single castle from the bull player is enough for him to deny this, and leave Vinchester without access to any gold unless going for one of the side ones. And speaking of that, let's take a look. We have a side gold over here, a neutral one for Vinchester on the right hand side. We are going to have a one as well over here for ACCM as well. As a matter of fact, we have two secondary golds for ACCM. This one and this one on the right hand side. Meanwhile, for Vinchester, we have only the one. Yeah. Left hand side. Left hand side, I think it's going to be just the one for Vinchester over here. Then we have a neutral one over here at the center. And then we have actually... It seems to be fair on ACCM though. He's got two on the right hand side, and then on the left hand side he's got 1, 2. You could consider these neutral perhaps, but they're certainly closer to ACCM's side of the map. So the goal generation for, you know, Vinchester this game around is not quite as good. Oh, never mind. There is another one. There we go. Okay. So we had 3 neutral goals, right? This one over here for Vinchester, and this one over here, and then for ACCM, both these on the right hand side, and then this one over here, and then we can say that these are probably just neutral ones that just happen to be a little bit closer to ACCM space, probably. PLH is coming in for both these players. At about the same time, we have a little bit of a villager fight. Who comes out on top here? Yeah, it's going to be ACCM actually. He prevents the dock from coming up over here from Vinchester. Yeah. The woman takes it. Vinchester's bringing another villager to try and get the dock up. He can't do it anymore though. ACCM's done a great job. Oh! But now the quick walls though from Vinchester will allow him to get the villager down, so... He's taken the tree down, and now he's coming over, and he's going to finish building this one. So far, ACCM is the only player with double dock, and Vinchester's kind of playing catch up over here. So we have fire galleys coming out from ACCM from both these docks at the same time. Vinchester's only now going for the first one. It's only now going for the second one as well. Taking significantly longer to get the units out. Will probably be the one under pressure the earliest. Let's see what's coming up now at the center for Vinchester. Meanwhile, ACCM ACCM doesn't even have a barracks. So you won't be going for any sort of aggression on land whatsoever. There we go. Beautiful. Another village goes down now for ACCM. That's gonna be the second one. So far it's been pretty even in terms of trades. The scout cannot attack. This is a retired war elephant who has seen too much already during his days. It's a veteran, so decides not to fight anymore and just work as a scout. Scout, pretty good vision, but has 0 attack. Even if you get to the castle age, this one is not gonna get any attack stats or anything, so no. Bishop's going down for Vinchester. Now that's going to give ACCM the upper hand and Eco KD so far. However, Vinchester, as stated, he's the only player going for land units, and ACCM is trying to get the walls up over here. He's got 3 villagers to get the walls up with, and he's got a barracks. He's going for the stable, but this might be coming a little bit too late. Here comes Vinchester. Let's take a look if ACCM's paying attention. Let's see it. Oh, Vinchester's not paying attention. He's going straight past villagers. No, he realizes he's going back. He's gonna take the fishing ships over here. Actually, the fishermen, sorry. And one's going down, and probably this is going to result in, at the very least, 3 villages going down, so long as Vinchester plays his cards right. And ACCM does not seem to be paying too much attention, in all honesty. Now he is. But that's the second village going down, and we still have the scouts over there for Vinchester. He's going after these fishermen. Gotta be careful. The TC's over there. We take a look at this point of view. Now he knows about it. Just gotta try and find extra exposed economy. Can't help but feel like Vinchester would have been able to deny the walls and would have been able to deny the... Well, not the walls, it's still open, but would have been able to deny the stable in any case. If he was paying attention over there a little bit earlier. Now it's gonna be his turn to play the patience game over here, and hopefully he'll be able to get enough villager kills over here to justify falling behind on the Navy front, right? With full water control, ACCM takes advantage of it and goes for the 6th fishing ship. Right now, he's found himself 12 workers ahead compared to Vinchester, who's gotten a lot of extra LTC time as well. Vinch, on the other hand, might be looking like he's gonna go up to the castle age very soon, but the ACCM's food economy is so much stronger that if Vinchester ever wanted or tried to go up to the castle age, ACCM would be able to go up at about the same time, or probably, to be honest, a little bit earlier. ACCM now caught up for the amount of food that Vinchester's got, and because of his stronger food worker count, he's gonna be the first player to go up to the castle age, so Vinchester is not in the best position over here. Even if he took game number 1, ACCM is looking stronger for game number 2. There we go. Once again, playing the patience game, he will end up getting another villager down, even if he loses a little bit of HP on the scouts. We have some weak villagers around, though, for ACCM and Vinchester. Could potentially try to go for some Hera's knives, like this one, for instance, is quite ripe for taking already. And he's going that direction. Let's take a look if he realizes. Just a little bit too far away. He's going after the other weak one. Now let's see if he knows about this one. Too late. 2 scouts going down, and Vinchester gets cleaned up for the most part. It's going after the castle age. ACCM's going after the castle age. He's got bloodlines on the way. 2 stables already out for the bull player. Because of this matchup being a mirror match, whoever gets the lead early on is usually going to snowball the game pretty hard, so we'll see if ACCM can pull it off. Vinchester is not dead yet, but he's definitely on the back foot. Everything he can go for, ACCM can go for harder because of the extra workers. Nice villager pick over there, though. In the end, it's going to allow Vinchester to get ahead in Eco KD still, though, because of ACCM being the only player with fishing ships left. Still looking a little bit stronger. As a matter of fact, he's the first guy to get to the castle age. Vinchester is going to realize about the castle coming up. There we go. And now that he gets to the castle age himself, he's going for the second TC and the third TC right away. ACCM's got the castle, and he's got the second TC coming up. And if Vinchester tries to play for just land economy over here, might be able to catch up eventually, but it's going to take a while, and it's going to come certainly at a price. Well, ACCM should be able to, from this point onwards, start pulling ahead, right? Monastery on the way, so Vinchester can go and try to start collecting some of the relics. We see the knights coming in from ACCM, though! Straight into the economy from Vinchester on the left-hand side, and the bull player is completely clapping red. As Vinchester was super exposed over there, he's forced into bringing the knights over to the north as opposed to going forward. And there we are. Beautiful. There we are. The engagement coming up. Vinchester's got the most units over here. ACCM's trying to wait till he gets a few extra units over here. Vinchester's still looking stronger though. However, ACCM with the defender's advantage, he should be in a good position. He's got Lucho over here to work with as well. We'll see the first relic coming in over here for Vinchester very soon. He's got it. Yeah, and good defense over here. ACCM was keeping track of the scouts, or the knights rather, pretty well, and he gets the quick walls up just in time to defend himself. Knights, Lucho over here for the bull player still. And Vinchester is starting to fall behind pretty severely, guys. ACCM's got 3 TCs right now as well, and he's been able to not only keep up with his villager production over here, but he's managed to increase the lead against Vinchester. 102 for 77 workers over here. Vinchester's behind by 25 worker count. For military count, ACCM's got over twice the military compared to Vinchester. Some of that, of course, is going to be on water, but I don't think it matters too much. And here he comes. Here comes ACCM with a 4 castle with Lucho to work with knights. Potentially monks too. And it's actually 4 TCs for both these guys, by the way, not 3 TCs. But yeah. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, there we go. ACCM is just in a much better position. Vinchester recognizes it. He's going to be the one to call the GG over here. He goes on to call it. Meanwhile, ACCM with Lithuanians manages to get a better game against his opponent with the same civilization. Let's go and take a look at the achievements then, before hopping out. What do we get? A better KD for ACCM, very close to 2-1. A little higher than 95. Import economy, a stronger economy for ACCM as well, collecting about 4,000 extra resources. Well done. Let's go back. Jump into game number 3 right away. We know that it's gonna be a 4-game series at the very least. And game number 3 is taking place in 4 quarters, so let's go for it. And there we are, guys. Welcome everyone then to game number 3. Four quarters, one of my favorite maps. We have Hindustani's for ACCM, which we saw in the past already work pretty darn well. Producing villagers from 40 Cs with Hindustanis is going to yield great savings. Vinchester, on the other hand, playing with Japanese is gonna have, instead of civilization that we saw already be used on this map in the past, quite effectively, interestingly enough, against Hindustanis, but we'll see what we get over here. For the bonuses, starting with ACCM and civilization, the Hindustanis will get 10, 15, 20, and 25% cheaper villagers in the Dark Field Castle and Imperial Ages. 25% faster attacking camel units, as well as +1/+1 armor on gunpowder units, and for the team bonus, they have 2 bonus damage. From Scotland units, starting with the light cavalry unit, Hussar, and camels against buildings. Well, Vinchester, playing with Japanese, is going to have the same bonuses we talked about in game number 1 on Coral Island, so don't need to repeat that. But the difference, of course, that on this map, you're not really going to have quite as much water to potentially take advantage of the faster working fishing ships, for instance, the extra line of sight on the galleys. This map is just castle drops, right? It can get to that, yes. It's a very, very big part of it. Very big part of the meta. And we can talk about it a little bit. So, what can you expect to see over here? First off, we're gonna see the Fuel H come out for both these players pretty early. It's not usually worth it going up to the Fuel H as early as possible because you still want to be able to fast castle, you still want to be able to get to the castle H and potentially go for castle drops. So we're going to see the Fuel H still come up pretty early, but not quite as early as they can. It's still going to be tailored for fast castling. And the moment we get to the Fuel H, we're going to see demolition rafts coming out for the guys who will then go forward down the south and try to find some exposed economy. That is usually what we expect to see. However, we saw in some instances players, especially if you are playing with Vinchester Civilization, that instead of going for demolition rafts, they just go for standard galleys. And the advantage for that is that they get extra line of sight, 50% extra line of sight with galleys, and you do not need to rely on exposed economy from your opponent because the meta has already kind of evolved on this map. It wouldn't be uncommon, for instance, to see ACCM click out to the Fuel H and then just go for the walls right. Oh my lord, sorry about that. And then just go for the walls right away, right? Around here and completely protect himself. Could see the same from Vinchester as well. He gets to the Fuel H himself. And should be able to go for some walls over here. Right? And be just fine. Standard galleys, of course, are not quite as affected by that. Yeah, and Vinchester is going for the walls already, as we see ACCM click out to the Fuel H. And this is going to provide protections for Vinchester. He's going for a second dock. We see a second dock on the way for ACCM as well. Vinchester's taking a little bit longer to go up himself. He has gone for more fishing ships though, compared to ACCM, mind you. After the Fuel H transitions into the Castle H, we'll see the place. Oh, what is this though? What are these walls? What the hell? Vinchester's trying to get the full map all over here. Now he's gonna have the wall behind ACCM. Well, Yeah, he had the foundations over here. Now he's gonna have to go for the walls behind. Yeah, it's fine. He will be able to secure a good chunk of the south quarter over here, but ACCM is not taking this lane down. He's got some villages over here to fire with, to keep this open with as well. We're gonna see him go for fire gullies. Well, Vinchester, well, he's still about 35 seconds away from the village. So yeah, after this game transitions into the castle age, we're gonna see castle drops for sure. Usually the players will try to castle drop everywhere. In my opinion, the most important quarter for that is going to be the left-hand side, as it's the only place where you're gonna be able to get access to extra stone. But anyway. Here we go. And the fire guys are unlikely to achieve much of anything, of course. ACCM is going to end up losing the villagers over here. You cannot see it, but the villagers are fiercely fighting for their lives. And in the end, Vinchester will end up pushing ACCM away, and he will be the one to go for the first demolition raft over here, but it's unlikely he'll be able to achieve much of anything, as we already said. The meta has already kind of been established for this map, so the players have been able to adapt to it, so it's evolving, and demos are no longer the guaranteed damage that they used to be at the very beginning. Yeah, there we go. The final villager is going down for ACCM for sure. So Vinchester, ACCM both have almost enough resources to go up to the castle age already. ACCM is going for a 4 tower. He's managed to break through though with the fire galleys. He's coming up. Vinchester didn't react over there on time, so now here come the units, and ACCM's got a demo though. And there's a lot of villages over here. Oh, that was so bad though. That was so bad from ACCM. I think it was a misclick. The end. Yeah, you know, the villagers from Vinchester are going to survive over here just fine. And both players are going after the castle. Now ACCM's looking a little bit stronger though. Or rather, he is going up a little bit earlier. There we are. So far, so good. The game is kind of stabilized for the most part. We just have some spearmen over here from Vinchester up in the north, putting some pressure, but then for everything else, it's going to be pretty uneventful until we get to the castle age. Well, these players have been collecting stone quite a lot, so we'll see. The castles come up in a moment. Beautiful. And here comes the castle from ACCM. There we go. Beautiful. Some villages from ACCM looked as if they were going down, but Vinchester couldn't do it on time. The castle comes up over here for ACCM. He finds himself in a great position down south. He's got fire ships coming up right now with the War Galley upgrade. These are so much stronger compared to anything that Vinchester's got to defend himself with, so that means that the ACCM would be able to clean these units up from Vinchester for the most part, and he's probably going to end up taking all the villagers down over here. You know what? If Vinchester gets cleaned up over here, then ACCM will take the TC down very soon. And Vinchester's greedy walls are coming in at a great price. He wasn't able to defend them at all times. Now ACCM is looking stronger over here. Needs to go and try and take the docks down, as Vinchester is certainly going to still fight over the water. And then on the left hand side, it is ACCM the one to put pressure, yes. Up in the north, it is Vinchester the one to put pressure. On the right hand side, it is Vinchester the one to put pressure. So it seems like if things continue this way, we're probably going to have a there we go. We're probably going to have a 2 quarters versus 2 quarters kind of situation. And here comes ACCM already with a Gulam, putting pressure against Vinchester's economy on the left hand side. Meanwhile, Vinchester with his own castle can go for Samir, and Samir will completely destroy the Gulam. However, because of ACCM's head start in production over here, he still manages to get some good damage done over here before eventually getting suppressed. Second castle is coming up on the left hand side as well for ACCM, sorry, so that should allow him to double the production against Vinchester. Yeah, on the right hand side, it's pretty stabilized up in the north. Looking better for Vinchester, but ACCM is going to stabilize by going for an extra TC. And down the south, looking much better for ACCM, and it doesn't seem like it's going to get stable anytime soon. Yeah, the TC is going down. The Wargalis are coming in now from ACCM, so he's taking these villages down, and he's got a full south control. Not even close. All the villages from Vinchester are going absolutely down. This is not going to result in a GG just yet, even if ACCM is looking so much stronger over here, mainly because of Vinchester's push elsewhere. Up in the north, see, it's looking good for Vinchester still, although he is yet to suppress ACCM. And then on the right hand side, Vinchester is the one putting the most pressure right now as well. And then on the left hand side, he's going for a forward castle now. He's been under a lot of pressure on the left. He's gonna try to compensate. And ACCM is getting his own castle up. This one is coming up, and this one is coming up. As expected, all the villagers from the red player have already gone down the south. Oh, we actually still have 12 villagers somewhere. Where are these? Nine villagers left. No, these are not down south. These villagers are somewhere else. Oh, yeah. Yeah. These villagers. So ACCM has gotten, indeed, full control of the south. ACCM is fighting over the left-hand side, sending the Gulam over. Vinchester is probably going to end up getting the CC denied. Should we get a Dow TC mod? Probably just get Dow smile on every building that gets denied ever. But yeah, this one gets denied, and Vinchester is looking much rougher. If he ends up taking full control of the north, he will still be behind by so much. We have 26 extra workers right now for ACCM, a stronger military count as well. So now looking the best. There we go. PLH will be here soon for Vinchester with another castle coming up on the left-hand side. He's going to keep on trying to get a hold of the left. It's going to be a struggle, of course. The Gulam from ACCM are spotting the villages already. Vinchester's going to need the samurai, so he's bringing those. There we go. Yeah, good defense. Vinchester's getting the castle up, and ACCM should be able to go up to the Imperial Lich himself very soon as well. Shouldn't be too bad. Beautiful. Yeah, and overall it's looking pretty good for ACCM, despite the fact that Vinchester will be the only player with access to trebuchets for the time being. So long as he can protect those on the left-hand side with the samurai, he should find himself in a good position, especially because the trebuchet over here has got the hill. Against this castle, it's not going to matter too much. Against the one on the south, it's going to be super important though. Does he actually have enough range? Yeah. So you can take this castle down after he takes this one. And then this one's still going to be up. But he's got another trebuchet over here, so he's going to be fine. Up in the north, ACCM's going for a counter push though. He's got the villagers trying to get the castle up. Barracks already up for ACCM as well. So we could see a stable. Oh, he's going for squires though. Yeah, just for the Gulam. Yeah, and he can go for it. He's starting to go for the Gulam. That's really good. And there's so much pressure everywhere though. We saw this map already in the past. In the previous series we cast, as a matter of fact, in Regicide mode actually. But this is the standard version. There we go. Vinchester's taking all the castles down on the left-hand side. This is absolutely crucial. This quarter is the only quarter with stone. So ACCM, who was looking so much stronger, who was the first player to get control of the south, of one full quarter over here for himself, cannot keep on going. Gets pushed away from the left-hand side and goes on to call it GG, while Vinchester takes the third game to get the lead in the series over here, 2-1. Favor of the red player. Let's go and take a look at the achievements then before jumping into the next one. What do we get? For military, a better KD for Vinchester. Still, about 9 to 8. For economy, a stronger economy for Vinchester as well. Actually, what am I talking about? No. A stronger economy for ACCM, just barely though. Society, looking better for ACCM as well. There we go. Why did ACCM not manage to get to Imp? He spent more resources in his economy compared to Vinchester, getting more villagers out. He was significantly ahead for quite a while. And he also spent a lot of resources over here on the extra navy units that Vinchester did not spend into. And also he just tried to make a play for Hindustanis and tried to... It was kind of like a power play attempt from ACCM. Tried to stay in the castle age a little bit longer, take advantage of his perceived stronger economy, and go for extra units, but Vinchester was able to defend just fine. Especially with the samurai over here getting bonus damage against Gulam. Really frustrated ACCM's push attempt. And then get into the Imperial Age earlier. He doesn't need too many samurai to protect the trebuchets, and being the only player with access to resource on the left-hand side, of course, prompted ACCM to call the GG, right? As Vinchester was in a better position in that regard. So yeah, basically just spending more resources. If we take a look at the achievements and you'll see. For society, we have a lot of extra workers over here for ACCM he had to pay for. Of course, he had the discount on villager count as well, on villager production, sorry, as well. But also for military, ACCM invested so many extra resources, so Vinchester was much better able to save the resources he needed to go up to the Imperial Age. All this extra economy that you see over here, all of this from the blue player, costed a lot of extra resources and is what gave him the control of the south quarter, but it's also what allowed Vinchester to utilize the same resources that he would have otherwise invested into military to go up instead to the Imperial Age earlier. That's basically it. And there we are, guys. Welcome everyone then to game number 4, match point already. Vinchester up 2-1. Needs only one more win to take the series over here. I was just taking a look at the water over here. It doesn't seem to be animated. Ah, pity. Anyway, for the civilizations, ACCM's gonna be playing with Berbers, which means 10% faster moving villagers, right? We get 10% faster moving ships as well. And on this map in particular, that's going to yield usually a little bit of extra resources because of your starting junks. So we see ACCM's going forward. He's going to try and spot Vinchester's dock. And we see that Vinchester actually has a dock over here. So once he does, it's going to start trading. And the 10% faster movement ships is going to make his gold income a little bit stronger, right? And he's going to realize about this. Take a look at that. There we go. ACCM. Okay. Never mind. What is it? Oh, there we go, there we go. He was probably not paying attention over there. Yeah, he's targeting Vinchester Scout, and Vinchester's paying attention, so he'll take a better engagement over here as you see him starts paying attention again after retasking the junks, right? So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. 79, sorry, gold per trip is going to make these junks extremely valuable. And because they move faster, that's going to result in extra resources coming in. If you take a look at the red player, on the other hand, Vinchester's got his own junks elsewhere, trying to spot where ACCM has gone for the dock. You take a look at his scouting information. He doesn't know about it yet. However, ACCM is doing a really good job getting the gates up over here in between the TC and the dock. That's going to prevent any enemy junks from getting through over to the dock. And ideally, he would want to go for the walls over here towards the southeast of the dock as well, so that he can also prevent, yeah, the units from coming through the south. Vinchester's not going for the walls whatsoever though, so ACCM's already started to get some extra resources. At 79 per trip over here, both these junks are going to bring in a combined 158 gold per trip. So that being the second trip already is going to put ACCM ahead by about 300 resources, as Vinchester was not really trading right up until this point. Only now he's going to do it, but ACCM realizes and goes for the gates over here. There we go. While on the left hand side, Vinchester is completely open, so the blue player will be able to trade. Oh, a villager goes down to Gaia though. As a matter of fact, that the second villager Vinchester has lost to Gaia so far. Where's the other one then? No idea. I don't see the body anywhere. You guys see it? Yeah, probably to just to the walls, right? Yeah, most likely. But well, anyway. Hey, if we have walls for villagers, what if we got a Kraken for the fishing ships? Or for any navy units? Maybe not a Kraken, but I don't know. What attacks? Like a shark, right? What attacks the fishing ships? Perhaps. God knows. Anyway, it's looking very good for ACCM. He's going after the FOH a little bit earlier. He should be on significantly more resources, significantly more gold compared to Vinchester for sure, as Vinchester still is going to leave this completely open for ACCM to trade with. Meanwhile, Vinchester, he cannot really trade himself. He's gotta wait for ACCM's units. Oh no, he's going for another dock over here. Well, that's not going to result in quite as much gold. 47 only, so this is much better for ACCM still. If the blue player is able to take advantage of this, that's probably going to put him in a much better position to potentially take game number 4 and to potentially force a full series over here, which I think most people would probably prefer to see. There we go. Village is here. Oh no, it's still open though! ACCM hasn't realized about this. But he's got the first fire galley come out. Doesn't seem to be paying too much attention either, otherwise he would have targeted already the junk. There we go. Up in the north. Yeah, the wolf's taking on the villager over here, but the ACCM is better equipped to fight against Gaia compared to Vinchester before. He hasn't lost a single villager yet. Here we go. In the end, ACCM is eventually going to end up losing the junks. That's going to be the fate for both these players' units. Vinchester is in a little bit of a better position because of the good amount of galleys he's gotten over here, while ACCM's choice of fire galleys on the other hand is not going to allow him to get better trades over here. Vinchester, he already has managed to get enough to take care of ACCM's fire galley, so he's gonna find himself in a good spot. Up until this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it is the bull player the one to have gotten the most resources in because of the junks for the most part though. So you gotta keep that in mind. Here we are. Fantastic. And the galleys are coming out on top, as you expect to see. Interestingly enough, Vinchester was able to keep the junks alive himself so much better over here. The junks are already gone for ACCM, so from this point onwards, Vinchester is the only player to still be able to keep on trading, and it seems like ACCM finally realized about the gap over here is going to try and fix that. But yeah, Vinchester was the only player to still be able to keep on trading. Eventually, he's going to compensate for the extra gold that the ACCM has gotten so far. Within control, the reaction over there from ACCM, Vinchester is bringing the galleys over here to try and keep the junks alive. The scans still represent, of course, hundreds of extra resources for him. Junks still alive for ACCM 1 only. Shouldn't be the case for much longer. There we go. And Vinchester's taking this one down. Trying to open this. At some point, it's gonna be better for ACCM to just delete the dock. And if Vinchester is going to keep on trading over here, at the very least, make it a little bit less efficient, right? So that he doesn't get quite as much gold. Yeah, there we go. Vinchester's coming over again. He's gotta be careful. There we go. He's distracting the fires. And the ACCM is going after the junk. He'll try to take this one down. He will. There we are. First junk going down for Vinchester after getting in so many resources. Still wouldn't be enough to catch up to ACCM, I would assume, given the fact that the blue player is the first one to be able to click up to the castle age. Although that might just be proper eco balance, actually, because Vinchester, if he had the market right now, he would also be able to go out to the castle age and he would actually probably have a few extra resources compared to ACCM. As a matter of fact, let's go and take a look at how the gallery economy time is looking like for both these guys. It's looking much better for ACCM. Yeah, and now the junk going down over there, ACCM will prevent Vinchester from still getting extra gold for free. There we go. Man, that was a lot. 158 gold down the drain. Regardless though, much better gallery economy time for ACCM up until this point. If we take a look at the actual amount of resources collected so far, it's looking better for ACCM by about 1400, so that is not a small amount. There we go. Big shot against Vinchester. Red player survives. He's going up to the castle age himself. In the ACCM, he's been collecting stone quite heavily. He's got some villages for, not enough to go for a 4 castle yet. Could potentially go for more of a defensive one. And he's bringing a few additional villagers over here, so it seems like that's going to be the case. I know he's going for a 4-1 though. And this is a fantastic position to try and get a castle. From ACCM, if we take a look at this point of view, he doesn't really know though about anything from Vinchester, but if he realizes, and he should be expecting Vinchester to have a somewhat comparable economy, right? Up in the north, so that's going to be exactly the case for Vinchester, but this castle is coming in a little bit too far away. Imagine that blue player instead had managed to get a castle up probably behind the wood line over here, or maybe even around here perhaps, right? That would have been so much better. Of course, this one would have gotten spotted already. And instead we see Vinchester was going to be the one to go for a TC instead of around here. That should be good. We have war galleys now for both of these guys. War galleys for Vinchester. Fire ships and demolition ships over here for ACCM. Vinchester should be able to come out on top, and ACCM is not paying attention, and BOW! Big shots! Here we go. Really good. The fact that Vinchester has been able to keep up so far, despite the copious amounts of extra resources ACCM has gotten this game so far, is nothing short of remarkable. Might not be the case for much longer. ACCM is the first player to start going for the raids on land. Vinchester will follow suit himself as well. He's got the knight over here up in the north. It's going to be only 1 knight. Meanwhile, down the south over here, ACCM's got 2 knights, bringing the scout over as well, and we'll end up taking all the gold miners down from Vinchester. Up in the north, we see the second knight finally coming up over here for the red player, so he'll also start taking some of the lumber camps, or lumberjacks rather, so sorry, from ACCM. Just gotta pay attention over here, and ACCM's bringing a defensive knight, but Vinchester seems to struggle a little bit. He's not really paying attention to all the units. What a hectic game! Vinchester's looking better on water for sure, not even close. ACCM is looking better on land. It's got the highest worker count right now. Despite the copious amount of fishing ships from Vinchester, ACCM's got more workers. The military count is not quite as good though. HTC coming out for Vinchester very soon. Yeah, and still on the right hand side, the red player's putting a lot of pressure. We'll probably end up taking all the dogs down. And ACCM's going back again. The same old tired gold mine over here will get punished as Vinchester. It's going to fall behind the work account over here against ACCM for sure. We'll see the camel archers come over from the blue player and take on the lumberjacks over here. And this should put ACCM in a much better position. You take a look at Vinchester, and Vinchester's raids are not anywhere near as strong at all. As a matter of fact, we have nothing left for Vinchester to play with up in the north. Meanwhile, ACCM's getting more and more villages down the south over here. Vinchester doesn't seem to be realizing about. There we go. Too little too late though. There's a castle on the way for Vinchester, while ACCM keeps on ramping the pressure up with Magnus this time around. DCC crumbles very soon from ACCM. He'll still be left on 4. 2 on the right hand side towards the south. 2 up in the north as well. Here we go. This is very soon going down from Vinchester as well, and there's no longer a working economy for Vinchester down the south. Instead, he's going to try and utilize both these TCs to protect the gold miners at the center, and then he's only gonna be able to go for wood on the left hand side. There we go. More camel archers roaming around, and ACCM starting to pull a very, very respectable lead against Vinchester. It's looking by the minute like we are more and more likely to have a full series over here, and this is fantastic. Vinchester was one of the strongest players in this tournament. He's going to go on to call it GG right now. He realizes how far behind he is. Score is going to be quite a good indicator as well. And the ACCM gets game number 4, so we're going to have a full series. Get ready. Let's take a look. What do we get? We're going to see for military, a better KD for ACCM. Better than 3-2, while for economy, stronger economy for ACCM as well. By a lot. He ended up collecting over 5,000, close to 500 extra resources. And for society, well, we have the junks over here for the guys. In the end, they all ended up crumbling, so we had just efficient ships over here. Vinchester had a lot more compared to ACCM, but overall work count was still higher for ACCM for the majority of the game over here, despite all the efficient ships from Vinchester. So Berbers coming out on top against Portuguese, as this hybrid map is not going to have quite as much water as some of the other ones where Portuguese would probably be stronger. ACCM gets game number 4. Let's go back and wait for game number 5. In game number 5, the final one of the series, the decider over here. See who moves on to the lower brackets final versus who moves on to get knocked out of the tournament. We'll see ACCM playing with Sicilians. We'll see Vinchester playing with Hindustanis. This is Triple Arabia. So we are expecting the game to be a little bit slow at the very beginning because the players are just going to be focusing on full economy, of course. But it shouldn't take too long for them to eventually make the transition to the fuel age, to the castle age. And from that point onwards, it's going to be a little bit quicker, of course, because you already managed to get a much stronger economy earlier compared to a standard start map. So it's kind of like a, what would you call it? An exponential kind of game, right? We have almost nothing coming up at the very beginning, and then it's like, whoa! It goes full action, and it's over very, very quickly. Like before you can get a glimpse of it, just accelerates so much. For this civilization, starting with ACCM first, is going to have with Sicilians 100 extra stone upon starting the game. He does not get access to towers, but he does get access to dungeons. Sicilians will also build TCs and castles 100% faster, and they also get 100% extra food on farms per each farm upgrade as opposed to your standard fixed amount. Besides that, Sicilians will get, in addition to all of these things, land units absorb a good amount of the bonus damage from other land units except for siege weapons. So, making a play for scouts, even against spearmen, could potentially be effective. Making a play with Sicilians against, you know, for knights against pikemen could be effective. Against camels could be effective, and he's going to need it. Because Vinchester's got some of the strongest camels in the game with Hindustanis. For the red player, on the other hand, he's going to get 10, 15, 20, and 25% cheaper villagers in the Dark Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. We'll have an addition to that for Hindustanis, +1/+1 armor on gunpowder units. As well as 25% faster attacking camels. For the team bonus, 2 bonus damage from light cavalry hussar and camel rider units against buildings. And this goes late. Hindustanis might struggle big time with Sicilians. Yes, between Halberg and bonus for Sicilians for bonus damage is... It's a very strong civilization to fight against a camel only one. Even Hindustanis, I would say. We'll see. Very soon the players will be going up to the fuel age. Already Vinchester seems to be in a little bit of a better position compared to ACCM, although he's not paying attention over here. Oh, no! The villager goes down! Realize about this a little bit too late. That's gonna be first blood in the game. Gets it now. And I was saying he seemed to be looking a little bit stronger right now because he's got less abilities done compared to ACCM, but he took the first villager loss to Gaia. Beautiful. There we go. Fantastic. The fuel H should be on the way once again very soon for both these guys. This is taking a little bit longer compared to on a double TC start because you have one extra TC to feed. But Vinchester already has enough food to click up. And ACCM's got more food workers, interestingly enough, despite the fact that he was behind in worker count. But yeah, it's going to be about the same amount of time for both these guys. Of course, Vinchester doesn't need quite as many food workers because of the discount that he gets in villager training. But still, I would say I'm liking ACCM's economy over here a little bit stronger, a little bit better. Not so much. Vinchester catches up right away. Alright. No one seems to have too much of a lead at this point in time. What do we expect to see? It's going to be fast castle no matter what. That's just the way it goes. And you take a look at Vinchester and he already has almost enough food to click up. He's just struggling for gold a little bit. But also, being the player with the most food, because of all the discount that he's gotten for the villagers, he could potentially be the first player, or at the very least with the player with the most military units coming out. ACCM, on the other hand, going out to the fuel H a little bit later, should be able to go up to the castle H as well. He was able to compensate by going up a little bit later and having a little bit of a stronger economy compared to if he had rushed it. But he will still find himself in kind of an awkward position against Vinchester, a little bit of a carry spot right on the back foot. There we go, PLH is here for ACCM. See a stable on the way. And you're expecting to see this stable, blacksmith. We see him go for both. Vinchester. Ditto. He's got the stable. And the blacksmith should be coming up somewhere. If he's not already gone for it. Nope. Where is it? Where's the blacksmith? Vinchester? Won't be able to click out to the castle H. There we go. Yeah, it's got a rush right now. It's going for 4 villagers. A nice engagement over here for the red player. And now taking the scout down over here. So far, it's going to be 2-to-2 KD ratio in favor of... Well, not in favor of anyone, right? But for Vinchester, it's now going to be better. 3-to-2. But of course, it's the only player who also lost a villager to Gaia. So even if it was looking even for Vinchester over there, it was actually a little bit worse for ACCM, even if it was not necessarily positive for Vinchester. And Castle H is on the way, guys. And this is what I was talking about. We are 12 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. And from this point onwards, just buckle up because it's about to go supersonic. Bloodlines coming in for Vinchester. We don't have Bloodlines yet for ACCM, but you can bet your butt it's gonna go for it. We have also Forging. Just finished researching for Vinchester. He's got scale bar than armor. And of course, it's going to be for full scout production. Meanwhile, ACCM, sorry. Full camo production for Vinchester. Meanwhile, ACCM, he's got the stable already. And he's going for the second stable. He doesn't have bloodlines yet, though. He doesn't have scale bar than armor or forging. So his economy is not going to be quite as strong. Let's see. Triple stable over here for Vinchester. He's about to swarm the units though. And ACCM ACCM's only going for the second stable though. As much damage, bonus damage as the units from Sicilians absorb. I don't know if that's going to be enough for him to offset for having one less stable over here. After all, production potential for Vinchester is 50% higher. So he gets to the castle age and Vinchester right away, camels! From all three stables, Iron Castle is coming up, Heavy Plow, Bolso is going for everything. Meanwhile, we see the Knights coming out over here from ACCM. He's got the Pikeman upgrade on the way. Only now, though, double bit axe. He's got only Horse Collar, too. So going for farms over here is not going to be quite as cost effective. And Vinchester's looking stronger. At the very least, the economy is going to be much stronger in the few minutes. From this point onwards, once the farms start coming up, once the farms start depleting, and remember, as well, ACCM benefits greatly from going for the upgrade. So he definitely needs to try and prioritize that a little bit. Only about 4 knights over here from ACCM. Meanwhile, Vinchester is already on 7 camels. Gonna keep on going for more. Of course, he wants to get extra TCs up as well. So he's got 2 additional TCs on the right hand side. Won't be able to produce from all 5, of course, but this is going to provide some great protection against the knights. With all the upgrades that Vinchester's got right now, should be able to take care of the knights over here, no problem. And here he comes. Vinchester comes on top in this engagement for sure. The conversion coming up is going to prompt Vinchester to be a little bit more cautious. Shouldn't take too long for the red player to get a good amount of camels to go forward with and potentially even just ignore the monks. There we are. Fantastic. ACCM. ACCM is able to defend himself for the time being. Yeah, there we are. Vinchester is still the one though. Putting the most pressure, still with triple stable camel production. ACCM just going for full pikeman. He kinda has to go for it, and Vinchester will need something else over here. If he just goes full camels and ACCM is going for full pikes, sure, Vinchester is going to have the mobility, right? But still, the moment the pikemen catch up, the camels go down. So we see a castle coming up for Vinchester now. This I like a lot. ACCM is going for the castle himself as well, and Halberg's going to make a big difference. But the castle from Vinchester makes a huge difference because now the moment we get Gulam come out, the moment the pikemen are not going to suffice anymore. And here comes the castle. Meanwhile, Vinchester is actually trying to go for a more offensive one, but the first location was actually better. Now it's gonna have to try and push the villagers away. So if he can do this, he'll be able to get the castle up. Meanwhile, ACCM's gonna try to defend himself, and he's doing a really good job getting the conversions over there, and the pikemen will end up cleaning out the camels. And even if that's not the case, we have enough villagers over here for ACCM to get the castle up. Remember, he's playing with Sicilians, so they do go up extremely quickly. Vinchester would have been better off just committing to the first castle in the first place, but it's a little too late, I guess. He's going for the castle now, and he's gonna have to work with what he's got left. This comes up over here for ACCM. He needs to go for Halberg. Doesn't have the resources for it yet. Vinchester is just ignoring the castle, ignoring the TC, going forward. Right against the economy from ACCM, and that allows Vinchester to get ahead in worker count. A lot of extra idle TC time for ACCM as well, despite the fact that Vinchester has been on 5 TCs for a little bit longer. ACCM is on 6 TCs right now. But yeah. Could potentially see Halberg is only going to be available in the Imperial Age, by the way. The castle, the only thing that ACCM can go for right now, though, is First Crusade. And he does have 6 CCs, so he could go for it, but Sergeants won't really do much of anything against Vinchester's current army. Here we are. Yeah, and Vinchester keeps on roaming around. He's gonna be the first player to go up to the Imperial Age as well. He's trying to come in. He's got bonus damage. Not enough, though. Too many villagers over here trying to get the house up. ACCM, for the time being, will hold on. Plus, the pikeman coming up will help him. Imperial Age is on the way now for ACCM as well, so the game is heating up. Here come the Gulam, though! One gets converted, the other ones will take the monks down. Well done. 2 monks down, 1 Gulam converted. Not too shabby for Vinchester. It's going to be full Gulam and camels, while ACCM, he's got more knights on the way. And knights alone will take the Gulam down. Of course, they will take the camels down if we get a cavalier upgrade, if we get Hauberg for ACCM. So Vinchester's got to be careful over here. He's got to either stay ahead in military count, prevent ACCM from catching up, or start going for some pikeman himself or something. But honestly, ACCM with Hauberg and the bonus for Sicilians to absorb bonus damage, even pikemen from Hindustanis would struggle against ACCM's Cavalier even. So we have a heavy camel coming up for Vinchester right now. It's got conscription on the way. Chain, mail armor. There we go. He's getting some good rates though. His team is not paying attention over here. This is exactly the type of trades that Vinchester needs in order to stay competitive in this game. And ACCM doesn't seem like it's going to realize at all. Pikemen are starting to target the camel over here on their own, so Vinchester will most likely end up getting cleaned up. But he's getting so much damage over here. These camels have already gotten 12 villages, and that is without taking into account the 3 that just went down. Plus, Vinchester is the only player with more than 1 castle right now. He's got 1, 2. Actually, we have 2 castles over here for ACCM, but Vinchester is still on 3, and he's getting the 4th up. Because the head start to the Imperial Age is going to take this one down from ACCM, which is going to put the red player, the blue player, sorry. 2 castles left. This one had just come up, I think. And if not, it's just gone down, so Vinchester still has great momentum. And ACCM needs Cavalier. He's already in the Imperial Age, but he's not going for it. Vinchester, he's got Chattagny on the way, so he'll be able to get hand cannoneer down. Meanwhile, ACCM is just going for full pikeman, guys. And the hum of the upgrades coming up now for the blue player. Chain mail armor. So Gulam are still going to be pretty effective for Vinchester if he can keep on going for these. He's already got it. He's already gotten the heavy camel upgrade. Ideally, he would want to go for Imperial camel as well, especially if ACCM is not making a play for knights whatsoever. Pikemen and even Halberdier are going to struggle against the Imperial camel, so if Vinchester can get to 200 population with full camel, fully upgraded units, it's going to be pretty hard for ACCM to stop this, especially when Vinchester is the one getting all the hills, right? With the castles over here, it's going to be pretty difficult for ACCM to get his own units across the mountains, across the hills, onto Vinchester's side of the map, so it's going to be confined to play defensive over here only. And there we go, we have Imperial camels coming out. Play by the numbers here already for Vinchester. He's got Blast Furnace. He gets Imperial camel plus the Chattagny hand cannoneer over here. And ACCM can't do squat against the camels from Vinchester. So that's another castle crumbling. And that's gonna be GG! As ACCM realizes he can't keep on going anymore. Vinchester will be the one to take game number 5. To get a final score of 3-2. Vinchester. He's got now a spot in the lower brackets final. The 5th round, rather, I think. Let's take a look at the achievements over here before hopping out and taking a look at the brackets. 2-to-1 KD ratio for Vinchester, almost exactly. For economy, we see a better KD sorry, what am I talking about? For economy, we see a stronger economy for Vinchester with about 16,000 extra resources collected. A much higher worker high count over here. Well, just 3 extra, right? But this was so much better for Vinchester. Ended up losing throughout this game only 1 villager. Into Gaia even, I think. Well, ACCM, yeah, to the board earlier, right? ACCM did not manage to get a single villager down. He ended up losing about 81 workers throughout the game. So Vinchester takes the game and takes the series.